Hey, what's up? This is Emily. I'm Steve. You guys know me. With Natalie from Austin, Texas. So Emily's from Australia.
Hello, mate.
Face the camera. I'm Steve. This is Stephanie. And we have infiltrated somebody's home just to do this video. And what we're going to do is, just like I was going over, we want to show you how to show intent, because sexuality, seduction, all that fun stuff. It's not just dominance, but it's showing dominance at the right time. So Stephanie, I know you're being thrown into this. The whole point of all this is to surprise attack the females as much as possible so that we can get their in the wild, natural look, right? When we approach, we want to assert ourselves. That's qualification, and see if they'll accept it. If they accept it, then we know they're qualified to talk to us. So when you are approaching somebody, you want to implement some sort of feeling, a good feeling, that something about them drew them to you. So we want to show intent, all right? And what we do for intent is it works just like, as we've talked about over and over again, the qualification patterns, is that there's a stepping forward and a stepping back. And the first thing that we're going to do in that first kind of like 20 seconds to maybe 15 seconds of meeting somebody, your body language, the way you communicate, has to show some intent. So, but if I came up to you and said, hey, so what's your name? What's your name?
Stephanie.
All right, so that has a different feeling than if I were to do this. Hey, what's going on? Hey, so what's your name? So you said, hey, I want to ask you something. What is your name? What's happening is we want to find a balance of these two things. All right, so here is kind of like too passive, and even here there's a different feeling. It's a little bit too passive. When we get here, we notice after like a split second, it got weird. Hey, what's going on? And I'll get really close like this and I'll smile.
It's a little bit confronting.
You said, hey, I want to ask you something. What is your name? You're all frozen.
I would be.
Hey, so what's your name? Hey, so what was your name?
Stephanie.
Like, hey, Natalie. What is your name? How do you say it? That's like so not like a Mexican. Like, hey, what's going on? My name's Steve. Dude, you don't know how to shake hands with everyone? Jesus Christ. Showing intent is what we want to do is we want to mix in eventually what we say and those techniques that we're learning and all that fun stuff with these body language tactics. Now, showing intent is really simple. We just want to assert our dominance. If we see a girl that we like, think is sexy, is living a lifestyle that we want, whatever it is, whatever draws you to her, when we approach, we want to get closer. Now, normally, you might feel comfortable standing at a distance, right? And this is actually probably too far. Right now, we're about 2 feet. How many centimeters?
How many? Oh, very funny. 30, 32.
Okay, so this is probably too far. It's a little bit, it's polite, it's good, but we want to break that space.
That's just a friendly distance to me.
This is just a friendly distance. There's no of her knowing that I'm attracted to her in any way. In that sort of dominance, my reaction to what she's putting out there, what I notice, is what's going to allow for a cycle of attraction to begin. So when we show intent, we want to get closer. Now, if I just stood here for too long, it's showing you that, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
But it's too much right now because I'm not backing off. So just like how we're going over these qualification patterns, we want to take a few steps forward and steps back in order to make it work. But if we just stand stagnant out here, too much. If we stand stagnant right here, it's too much. When I start to get close and talk to you, like it's kind of cool, and I can always back up and bring you back in, but hey, I just had to come over and meet you. Oh, you're all shy. Talk to somebody, we say, hey, I just wanted to ask you, like, oh man, look at you, geez. You gotta let off the gas. That moment where we get close, show our intent, and then back off is key. When I start to get close and talk to you, like it's kind of cool, and I can always back up and bring you back in, but hey, I just had to come over and meet you. Oh, you're all shy. When we talk to somebody, we say, hey, I just wanted to ask you, like, oh man, look at you, geez. You gotta let off the gas. That moment where we get close, show our intent, and then back off is key. Now, if we're in the daytime, right, and I see you at a bookstore, if I see you at the bank, and she's gonna go to the bank right now. Check that out. If I see you at a setting where it's a little bit different, I'm not.
It's a place to be approached.
Yeah, and actually, you'll probably have better conversations with people. I feel.
I feel as well.
Yeah, so check
Because
it out.
and to me that means I have the confidence to approach me at someone different instead of a dark place with
Instead
everyone
of this guy
intoxicated.
full of liquor.
And yeah, exactly.
And so when we're talking to them, they used to say, you take a step back, they used to say stand 3 to 4 feet away and just talk and talk and talk. And this is like, you are not ingratiating this woman's hotness.
Kind of like,
Because it's awkward if we were talking in this, like, get relaxed, just get relaxed for a second. And we're just talking, and we're talking about professional wrestling. Fabulous Freebirds, did you know? Can you sing the song? That's the...
wow.
But so it's like we're sharing nothing here.
It's like this is great, and we're putting out all this pussy ass stuff in order to draw them in. What we want to do is we want to get a little bit closer, but at the same time not as aggressive. I just had to come and talk to you. I was gonna totally kick myself if I didn't do this, but you look really, really hot. Like, hey, you know what? You know, I just had to come and talk to you. Just say, my name's Steve. What's going on? And I'd say like, yeah, that is a weird question, but and are you open-minded? And at any point where I'd noticed that there was some level of connection, this has to do with your experience. As soon as there's a point of relaxation, especially with her face, then I'd show a little bit of intent, which would probably be, where I noticed it now would be at the handshake. You know, where I'm saying like, hey, I just had to come and talk to you, and like, dude, why, you shake hands like a dude. I just had to come and talk to you. I was gonna totally kick myself if I didn't do this, but you look really, really hot. I'd say like, yeah, that is a weird question, but and are you open-minded? Hey, I just had to come and talk to you, and like, dude, why, you shake hands like a dude, what's going on? All right, so that would be it, you know. I'm mixing in some sort of tease with getting closer and then backing off right away. So it's virtually the same rhythm. So what I want you guys to do is take that idea of intent and run with it. That's your exercise for this next, actually 2 weeks, is if you're approaching a club, you're working this dynamic, you're getting, oh man, geez, da 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 da, and doing that sort of thing. If you're in a lower stimuli bar type lounge environment, it's still working that same kind of teasing factor with getting close and backing off. And if you're in the daytime, we're just going to take, whenever there's a point of interest that she's showing us, and this should be within the first 15 seconds, we're going to show some sort of intent by getting closer and then backing off. We'll work on what you say in the midst of that in a second.
yeah, that's what I was about. That's what I want to get to.
But now we're going to move on. Hold on.